Yeah.
Ready?
All right,
Can't find my
what it
special hat.
do? We are back with another episode of the End the Party Gains Experience. Like always, we have
Draco. I go first. Me, Draco. Am I to the left? Yes, I'm
you're
to the
on
left.
that side.
Draco. Yes, the one and only. You know who you are. Back off.
Coming from his private studio on wheels.
Yeah,
His-
I could just. I'm mobile.
So ahead of this time. He's mobile. And
I know.
then
I'm
always
like y'all's Anchorman. I'm out in the
DeHoffred.
wild.
DeHoffrin pulling up the power bottom tonight. Two dudes on top, one on the bottom. Well, at least that's the screen we have right now. Maybe
Bring
I
it
might
on.
change it up. I'm working on this for our two viewers. Thanks, mom and dad, and every other mom and dad who has to watch this because the three people are here. I'm gonna try to work on
Shout
like
out to Cher.
pushing.
Thank you for watching.
What's that? Oh, and Cher.
Cher.
Yes.
Said
and
shout
Cher.
out to Cher.
She has to secretly watch it. She can't like endorse it because it's not cool. So I'm gonna have this
Not
idea
yet.
of like moving our videos, like the whole box, just bloop, and then making a cool background.
Let's just say hypothetically, one day we actually contact Cher. Okay.
Here it goes.
I want you to ask her to play a game of Dungeons and Dragons with us.
Like he needs you to
That
tell
would
him
be
that.
epic.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not just not for you, for him. I want you to be like, hey, I really like you. Let's play a game of Dungeons and Dragons together.
No,
Yeah,
here's
I-
It would be total Dungeons and Dragons, and then we're gonna dress up in our characters, and she's gonna have her best friend design our outfits, Bob Mackey.
There you go. I'll LARP it. I'll LARP it with you. I'll be like, hello, I'm Mag from Ragnarania.
I don't think so.
I am here to cleanse your soul.
no. The real question would be is if let's say TJ gets famous and he
From TikTok.
plays a game with Sharon, plays a D&D game with Sharon, and doesn't invite you.
No,
Oh,
no,
I'd
no,
kill
no.
him.
For me, let me explain to you. I would invite him because I know that my life would probably be. I have to watch my back when I sleep. Okay, lock my windows and like sleep with like two knives under my pillow.
Now, how much
I
of
said
a, here's
I'm
one.
going to go to.
Oh, go ahead, good.
I said I would go to jail because I freely admitted it right now that if that happened, I would kill him. And if that were to happen and he winds up dead in a week, which it'll only take me a week to hunt his ass down and kill him, they would have this video as evidence.
But don't forget, I'm mobile. I'm mobile. Okay, I move. I don't stay in one spot. This is my house.
Now, the other question would be is how much of a cliche would it be if you like your reaction if Cher did like you came in contact with Cher? Like would you do the whole like the whole screaming and crying, patting your eyes thing? That.
I probably wouldn't do screaming and stuff. I might burst into tears.
First, okay.
I might be lost. I would either be lost for words or I would just start rambling at a mile a minute.
Now, what if
Like,
she
oh my god,
said?
it's Cher. You're fucking Cher. Did you know you're Cher?
Did you know your Cher? Did you know that I love you? Oh my god, you're the greatest person in
Now,
that
the
world.
real question: she goes to autograph you, and she autographs your forehead.
I would hope she doesn't autograph my forehead because I would keep talking about I want to get her to autograph me
Tattoo.
so I can get it tattooed. And that would be very unfortunate for me because if that is the place she chose, I'd have to respect it because it's fucking Cher, and you don't question Cher.
Then you go get the tattoo on your forehead of Cher.
Yeah, because that's what she chose. But I hope she would be nice enough to do it somewhere else.
So I guess
Okay,
in editing,
where would you want the tattoo though? Where would you want her to sign it?
I thought about it. I would probably get it on my ankle. Or if
So-
she's
so
really
she's-
down for it.
So let's say she's sitting at a table, right? You just lift your leg up, plop it down, and go sign my ankle.
Yeah.
Okay.
If she's really down for it, I would love for her to sign right on one of my upper outer butt cheeks.
Like on the back,
Yeah,
like it's okay.
Like-
Okay.
not right down on the center where I have to drop my entire drawers for her, but just a little bit of a pull down, so it's not exposing myself to Cher, but enough to have it tastefully done by both parties.
now
Okay.
if she was wearing one of her like fiercest shoes, like pairs of shoes, and handed it to you, would you be able to take the shoes off after you put them on? Like, well, or would you even wear them?
Uh, I would not even be able to fit into them, and I wouldn't try to put them on because I would not ruin one of Cher's shoes. They would go in a shadow box up on my wall
I
of
honestly
the
think
Cher
you build
shoe.
like a pedestal in like the
A
center of your
really-
house.
I have a really weird question. Okay.
Okay.
Right. She hands you the shoe. Is your first reaction to go?
Sniff it, yes.
Oh,
And not because I have a foot fetish or anything, but it's just
Okay.
It's shitty.
Cher's shoe. What else would you do with it?
Oh, just love it.
You know, from the bottom of my heart, to Hoffren, I really hope neither TJ or myself meet Cher and you don't, because that is such wasted on us. We'd be like, hey, cool outfit in that one music video you did, like neato.
Now for me, Chaz, it'd be like this. Who are you?
Oh,
Like, you seem famous? Maybe? You're dressed real nice. Hey, look, there goes Nickelback. Oh my God, I gotta go.
Come on. Not even Nickelback likes Nickelback.
I gotta go.
do you really think the guys from Nickelback are
There's
just
Amy from
sitting?
Evanescence. I gotta go.
They're just sitting at home, or you think like the lead singer of Nickelback's just driving along in his car, listening to a radio station, and one of his songs pops up, and he goes, "Yeah, I get it. I get why people don't like us." You really think,
I really
that?
do.
Nickelback. I
Uh,
love me some Nickelback.
Well, of course, you grew up in the '90s, and you're a white guy. You
That's
cannot
true, that's
not
true.
like hit Nickelback.
No, we can't say that anymore. I'm not white. I'm Caucasian now.
Oh, speaking of that, DeHoffrin, this will be a perfect segue into how they're taking something out of Dungeons and Dragons. Put your red
They
hat on.
took our alignments. They took our alignments.
Put your MAGA hat on. Here we go.
Oh, so they're really taking the alignments from Dungeons and
Dragon
Dragons?
D
Son of
is taking
Thunder.
out-
He just literally was introduced.
They're taking away alignments. And we're not just talking about for players. Everybody knows that when you create a character, everybody has, oh, I'm lawful good. And then you go out there and you run around and do murder hobo. And the DM keeps trying to argue with you that that is not your alignment. And you say, no, I could do this. Kill him. And none of the characters or anybody who plays D&D, we don't abide by whatever alignment we choose. We just play whatever the fuck we want and screw over the DM. What they're taking away is monsters, NPCs, everybody else's alignment. So now the drow aren't aligned one way, trolls aren't aligned one way. They're just there.
Okay.
So like with vampires, they're lawful evil. You make a pact or a promise with a vampire, you know that they're going to keep their word. They might twist their words around, but they will never break their word. But now, how do I know I can trust a vampire?
True.
And they're trying to go on. They're trying to go and say, well, we're taking away alignment, but orcs can still be evil, but they're not evil just because they were born that way. They're mad because army of humans came in and took their land over and pushed them out. So now they're upset because of that. So only this group of orcs are mad and evil. The drow, they're no longer evil and don't necessarily have beef with everybody else because they're not evil anymore. They're just that particular group.
I mean, it makes
And
sense.
so-
It makes sense what you're saying.
Yeah, but
Makes sense why I'm upset, or makes sense what they're doing with it.
Well, it makes sense. Like it's like if you only have one group of people, or say like orcs, for example, and all orcs are evil, that's literally saying that that's all they can be. You can't have a good orc.
Have you noticed that our caps have actually got little pictures of skulls on them?
I don't.
Hans, are we the baddies?
No, that is not what it's saying. Or that's not that's not how alignments worked. It- just like with people, all races, all animals, all tigers are uh, attack by nature.
Guess what, motherfucker?
But every once in a while, you've got one tiger that somebody befriended and will not destroy him or attack people. You
Right, right.
drows, generally, the majority of them are one way. And then you've got drits who fought against everything and became something else.
But see, you're just proving TJ's
It
point.
is.
See, this is my takeaway from it. I think what's happening a lot of times is if you look at the mechanics of Dungeons and Dragons, right? If you look at all the mechanics, all different editions, second edition, 3.5, fourth, and fifth. If you look at those, if you look at the mechanics, about third edition, they started like taking the mechanics of alignment out. They didn't do it completely. They just kind of started to. Then in fourth edition, they took the mechanics of alignment out with Paladins not having a code of conduct anymore. The players only had a couple of choices. They didn't have the nine grid alignment. They only had a couple of choices and stuff like that. And then they brought the alignment back in fifth edition, but they kept the mechanics completely out with spells, class features, and abilities. So I don't see the big problem of D&D saying, look, you need to not put these characters in straitjackets, these orcs, different creatures and stuff like that, put them in straitjackets by saying they're all evil. But I do believe that there is a place for alignment in monsters. Like the dichotomy of, I look at the planes of existence. Like as a DM, I'm always thinking to myself, I have players who have been playing this for 20 years, and nothing I throw at them is going to be new. Nothing's going to be exciting. How many kobolds has died by TJ's dagger? How many goblins have been burned alive by Lyndon's bonfire? I mean, these are constants. Now, as we're adults, it's kind of fun to start exploring the existential crises of putting characters that are, let's say, let's look at D'Hoffryn. D'Hoffryn, let's say he's a lawful character, right? Doesn't play a lawful character because he does whatever he feels or she feels at the time. But let's say she's lawful. Let's say she's law abiding, right? And that's how you choose to do lawful. And I put them into a plane of existence of chaotic plane of existence. Would you be upset if I started making that you roll Constitution saving throws, maybe adding levels of exhaustion? Because being a lawful person, being a person who's orderly and lawful, being in a chaotic realm where chaos is kind of the birthing place of chaos, would that affect you if I started making you roll against that?
And I say it should, and I think that would actually be a very funny and fun game to play. Is you put somebody who's entirely viewed life one way and shove them into a world where everything is different, and it's just driving you mad. You're having to make saving throws each round just to keep your sanity because you can't understand why everybody who walks down the street just automatically pushes everybody else to the ground and nobody says anything about it.
Well, I mean,
You can't have a.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. So you can't have a bank in town because it's constantly being robbed, and if there is one, I see it being robbed. Everybody else is telling me no, don't go there and stop it because maybe in that world I'll go to jail for helping. And so I have to keep my sanity while abiding by these new surroundings.
I'm more going into the dichotomy, the diotomy of the fact of Kalal versus chaos, not the fact that you're constantly the bank's being robbed. What if there's no banking system at all because people don't want anything in order? Like take for example, if you look at the behind you on your wall is organized. Everything's playing into each other. You even have your tchotchke stuff that's like on the corners of the braces and stuff point to something else. There is an outline, a nice, order to it. Whereas my back wall, I threw shit on the wall. I just threw things up there. And people come in there, and people who are like you, who are organized, or my wife, or one of my best friends, or anybody else who comes in here organized, walks in, looks at it, goes, he's trying. He really is. He's got his toe is in the pool of order. But where TJ and I live is in the cabana of chaos.
I love your background. It matches my soul.
It does. See,
I'm just saying.
I went to an exhibit the other day with my family, because my daughter has dyslexia and dysgraphia, and we went to an exhibit about dyslexia, and they had two art pieces that I know some people probably look down on or whatever, but it makes sense to me, is a pile of chairs that are just put together and like glued together, not in any order, not stacked on each other, just like someone just threw a bunch of pile of chairs like in a video game, and the mechanics would not let the chairs fall. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that picture, by the way.
Yeah, and then the picture of all these letters being hung down from the ceiling, and not like in what is the movie called? Megamind, where everything's spelled something out, like it's spelled out Titan. It just was a bunch of letters, just garbly goop, some higher, some lower, just a big display of them. That's how my mind is. That's how my brain works. So for you to live in my brain, or worse, if I was trying to live in your brain of just everything goes in a certain spot, it would drive me crazy. You know what I mean? So I see alignment working
totally get that.
in that sense. I see the alignment working in the sense that you have good and evil. So like languages. I know in the older editions you have evil language like Mordor's dark speech, or you have the angelic languages. I think they're called the Eshions, the angels, whatever. That is the good speech. That I see alignment still working. But the problem I'm seeing with D&D, a lot of people who say they're upset about the alignment going away, what have they done to use alignment in their campaign? So, DeHoffrin, in the last campaign you've played, when has alignment really played a big pivotal role in that?
It doesn't play a pivotal role, and that's why I keep going back to, is it doesn't play a pivotal role for the characters. It is for the story and the background.
But how
you're absolutely right.
Like how did that work?
Well, let's go with the Drow.
Okay.
What is their alignment, or what was their alignment?
Their alignment's gonna be evil. They're
Evil,
they're
neutral evil, yeah.
characters.
Right. So if we take away that alignment from them, now all Drow are just whatever they want to be. Okay. So elves, all the other elves, do they still have a reason to be at arms with each other? Are people in town still going to treat the Drow differently for the one good Drow who comes out and it's going against his nature? Because now there's no nature to go against.
Okay. What do you think, TJ?
Honestly, I think it's each character, even in the NPCs, should have their own specific choice. So when you create a mod, then that person who's creating the mod gets to pick like that Drow's alignment and how he acts. Because even in real world, that nobody is the same. I don't have the same alignment as the guy next to me and the guy next to him or anything like that. We all have our own opinions. So even in the D&D world, you can still have like, say, like a race of Drow who still hate humans because that's the way they were just raised and bred. You know? So in a sense, they're evil towards human, but they're nice towards like the dwarves. You know, then you can still have that storyline. But you can, just because, you know, they hate a human doesn't have to make them evil. They could be a good person still. You can just still have that story arc of, I'm going to attack any human that I see because they're just horrible people.
But now,
Does that make sense?
But now think about this though. Whether I align anything, whether I have the alignment of something, right? If I take the alignment out of the book, right? Let's say I take the alignment off there. You see a red dragon. The two experienced players here, you two are experienced players. What do you do when you see a red dragon?
I run.
Often?
You run.
You run, okay.
I try.
Yeah.
I try to steal his egg because I want a baby to raise my own, and then I run.
Then you run. Yeah, that's a fair assessment. So when you're running because you assume that it's evil, correct?
Correct.
Nothing it's done, said, or anything has indicated that this creature is evil. Just in your heart of hearts, you know it's evil. Okay. So whether the alignment's written on a piece of paper or not, I think what they're trying to do is, I think what Wizards is trying to do is not pigeonhole DMs who are like, hey, look, I don't want all characters. I don't want red dragons to always be evil. I want to have good aligned chromatic dragons. I want to break away from that. What are your thoughts?
No, I think you're right. I think that's what they're trying to do. And plus,
You could always do that.
If you remove the alignment from even the bad guys, you open up a lot more story that you can do. You don't have to keep a character, like one group of characters, in one specific box. Now they can branch out and do other things.
As a DM, they've never not had that ability to do that. And taking it away to allow the DM to do that is a bad argument, because the DMs always change the story to how they want to. My main issue with this isn't about what the DM does in homebrews. My concern is, how is this going to change modules? The next time we do, let's say they do a D&D 6.0 and a new descent into Avernus. Well, now demons and devils are no longer evil, chaotic, lawful, evil. They're just whatever they want. Are they going to change the story because nobody's evil anymore?
Well, see, I think that's my argument, because I was thinking about that last night. And for the 4-6 viewers that we have, well, I'm going to link in some conversations we had with the more experienced Thor, DM, D&D player, all-around prophet of D&D. I'm going to put that in there. I think we had like a 15-minute conversation. The big problem I have, or the big thing I was thinking about when we were talking about, sorry, strike that, not a big problem I have. I think what got me started, or what got me thinking today when I was kind of researching this, kind of get my thoughts collected, what mechanic are they going to take away with alignment being removed? Because it was funny, last night we're playing Descent into Avernus, and I cast a spell that did radiant damage. I did Sacred Flame on a ghoul, and nowhere did it do any extra damage, even though it's radiant damage. Shouldn't the ghoul, who is undead, demonic, whatever, shouldn't it take extra damage from being radiant? I think they took a lot of that mechanic out of it because they're doing it kind of quietly, like, hey, undead's not vulnerable to radiant. And we just said, okay. So I don't see, like, the big stink about it. Like, it's almost like they're just telling you, hey, by the way, we're not doing this. I think in the clip that I'm going to post with our video that Thor said that he doesn't like the fact that he felt the Wizards bent to the will of people who complain and people who are complaining about like changing the game with their negativity and toxicity. I just literally don't see why it's such a big deal. I cannot like put my finger on it.
To change it to because everybody's complaining?
Why it's a big deal, that why anyone would care if they took away alignment. I don't see the big problem with that.
Well, I mean, like even in our campaigns we've ever played, I mean, alignment really doesn't play much of a role anyway.
Name a
It
campaign
really doesn't.
alignment played a role in.
I mean, I've only had it happen one time in the 20 years we played, and that was with Alan. And Alan was very specific. We had to play our alignment or he was going to penalize us. don't know if you remember that game or
Oh,
not.
yeah?
And I ended up going neutral evil because my lawful character just wanted to kill people all the time.
Well,
And then I became hunted.
your characters were always, back when you played two characters, you played a rogue,
Oh, I
you had
love
a
them.
bodyguard.
Love a rogue and a fighter. That's right.
Yeah.
Draco and Rachel. That's right.
Always had the for the story for everyone to know what it is and how I kind of roll my eyes. It was back when TJ was a young kid, we were playing, and a young adult. He would go and touch the trap with his rogue, tell him that, okay, I opened the treasure chest up, didn't search it, treasure chest exploded, and he erased the hit points from Rachel, his fighter, not his Draco.
But here's the thing. The DM would be like, okay, what do you do, TJ? Like, I say, okay, I go over and I open up the chest.
Uh-huh.
I didn't say which character. I never specified which character.
All
And
the time.
Chaz used to catch up on that. He finally caught up on it to the point after years of it. He's like, which character is going, TJ? Which character?
Yep.
I'm like, crap, you got me.
So,
Because I was like, well, Rachel did it. She's higher points than me.
and in the campaigns we're playing right now, DeHoffren, we're playing two currently right now. We play, and I DM'd one for you. Tomb Annihilation. Right now we're also doing Descent into Avernus, and we're about to, I don't know when this module's going to end that Thor's running us through. But
Never. It's gonna go on forever.
and I don't
I
hear
hope-
you
God, I am
complaining.
so jealous. I want to play it so bad. All y'all do is talk about it.
Where has alignment factored anywhere in that?
In Tomb Annihilation, it factored in who we chose as our tour guides.
That didn't affect your alignment. That wasn't based on your alignment.
It wasn't based on our alignment. It was based on the NPC's alignment, the people that we could choose. We didn't choose the cat people because of what they are.
Actually, what happened was, as you guys walked in, your paladin did divine sense, and noticed that, spoiler alert, noticed a divine being there, and that was the character y'all chose.
I wanted the cat people.
Yeah, you did.
And they all told me no because you can't trust the cat people. Why?
Well,
Because
you know
of
what?
their alignment.
Let's play it again, and we'll choose the cat people. At
Because
Chaz's
of their
house.
alignment. That's what affected that thing. If there wasn't an alignment and you can't trust them because of this or that, I would have argued and fought harder for the cat people.
What about this epic Odyssey one we're doing?
That is not fair because in this world we don't know all the people.
Okay, Descent into Avernus. How is knowing people being?
I'm talking about Odyssey.
Yeah, but how does that affect your alignment? Knowing people, the gods?
Not my alignment. It never affects. That's what I'm saying. Is you keep going back to affects my alignment. It affects my choices on how I interact with NPCs.
No, I understand.
Is based off of their alignment. I don't know in Odyssey. I've put on this new world that I've never been to, so I don't know these people's alignments. I don't know to never talk to those centaurs because those centaurs are evil. Never talk to these bird people because of this or that, because this is a whole new world. And even if I knew, based off of what I was before I got to this world, it's like that doesn't apply to this world because everything's topsy-turvy.
You do see the irony in that, right? I see your shit grin, which means you do see the irony. Because as you're saying that, there's got to be some voice inside of you, probably with the bow on, big O glasses, going, "You motherfucker. What are you saying right now? That you can't be prejudiced?"
I could be prejudiced.
No, you
and
are
I'm very
being
prejudiced
in that campaign.
Against alignment.
No, you're being prejudiced against. So you're saying is, Chaz, I can't prejudge that person based off of that race. Yes, you have a boo-boo.
It's a ladybug.
Thank you.
I just get it.
Thank you for breaking that train of thought.
I just get angry at everybody. I'm an equal
But you
opportunist.
see what I'm saying? That's the thing I was trying to explain last night, and I couldn't say it. And I didn't want to cause any arms because one of our players, or one of the DM or player last night was really adamant about this one. But what got me was when people sit there and say like, well, I know I want to prejudge these people. I don't want to give them an opportunity to change who they are. Math is math. Why'd they change math?
I
Speaking of that,
always
that
give
irritates me.
opportunities.
You just said you don't. Though.
I don't. No, I don't choose people. You're right. I did not give the tiger cat people an opportunity. But when meeting a new person that interacts with me, and we have to interact with them, like, oh no, a big muscly cat person that forgot to bring his shirt to work day, I will very much try to bring over to my side.
I look
You
at
can
it
bring
like
me over to
whenever
your
someone
side.
says they don't like the fact that they're taking alignment away from monsters. I have to ask the question: what did the alignment? How did alignment affect the monster? How did the alignment change the monster? There's no mechanic that says that monster has to adhere to that alignment. Even when you say, "Yes, I understand that, Chaz," but now we don't know if the angel's good or bad. Well, you don't. Like one of my favorite movies is Constantine. Gabriel she thought she was doing what's right. She thought it. And like always, when people take the extreme in the name of God, God goes, "That's not really what I was going for," and she was given up. Lucifer was able to strike her down because God didn't have her back anymore, and she was a good line character. She was an angel. You knew she was good. You're like, yes, she's good. And who happened to be the hero that day? Who saved the day?
Constantine.
Nope.
Lucifer.
Constantine.
Lucifer.
Nope.
Lucifer did. Lucifer did.
Lucifer saved the day. If it wasn't for Lucifer, Constantine would not have stopped the Spear of Destiny. He did not do anything to afford it. Yes,
True.
he was the person who made the
Constantine had
protocol.
to kill himself to summon Lucifer.
He
so Constantine's the hero.
was the martyr, yes. And the only redemption part was not being a martyr, was giving up his spot in heaven for the sister because she didn't deserve to be there. Because if you think about it, she killed herself to start the whole wheel of motion, so she could technically, with that frame of thought, she could be considered the main protagonist, the main hero of the party, because she's the one who first uncovered the plot and alerted Constantine.
Dun, dun, dun.
Here, let me take my mic off and drop it real fast. But and that's my point. It's like, I understand you don't want alignment to go away, and I really don't care. I'm going to play D&D, and I'm going to DM the way I want, regardless of what a book says. I'm going to make my characters, I'm going to let my characters play the way they want. That's how things are going to be. But ultimately, everything's always going to be, consequences are by actions, not by what a piece of paper says. Like, I love the fact that 5e doesn't just say, hey, what's your alignment? Because majority of the time, every time I ask someone about alignment, they can't explain it correctly to me. I always have to kind of like say, you're almost there. When the actions of people, that's what matters. So when 5e did the thing that I think Thor and you and a lot of people who aren't noticing is the flaws, the ideals, the little bits of thing there that breaks your character down even more in depth. So if, let's say, I get sick and the Hotford has to use my character sheet in the game, he can read the quick synopsis on the side there and say, okay, this is his ideals, this is his bonds, this is his flaws. Okay, I can go with that. That's my opinion. And Constantine, I love you. That was an amazing movie. I don't care what the fuck anyone says.
I hear what you're saying, and I keep
Keanu?
going back.
I mean, Keanu, not Constantine.
No, it's Constantine to me. He'll always be Constantine. He's not Neo to me. Neo was great, but nothing beats Constantine. That movie was just amazing. Plus, Chaz is in the movie too. So,
Really, I'm pretty sure John Wick would be better.
oh, good night. Shoot him in the face. He's dead.
John Wick. I'm just saying, John Wick. God, just saying. I can't wait for number 4
I
to
hear
come
what
out.
you're saying. I just keep going back to, I'm not upset about alignment being taken away for the players. It is more of a concern about the monsters, and more specifically about the uh, sentient monsters and how they view the world. And yes, I know just because it's a red dragon doesn't mean that that is necessarily its alignment. We have all come across campaigns where one bad guy or one bad race was turned out to be good or trying to be better or very helpful. And
Goblins.
that is very much a story arc and or a DM choice. By taking it away, you're saying that it doesn't exist and we shouldn't know. And I go back to Drafts because, like I said, how would would no alignment affect Drit's storyline? If they were from the beginning, if they weren't evil, would he have gone through the turmoils and everything that he had to go through to become who he is?
I got that, but like I look at like a great story and great arcs. And as a DM, I'm constantly trying to evolve my storytelling and constantly trying to evolve how I run my players through things. And each group kind of like helps me grow as a person and as a storyteller. What it's funny to watch like which groups like a magnet picks up certain pieces of metal and that's what they adhere to and stuff like that. Never is the same thing twice. But when it comes to alignment, every game I've run, every game I've been in, every game, excluding 3.5 and younger paladins or older paladins, I've never seen alignment make that big a difference except for in certain spells. And then like the players of existence where, you know, you go into the chaotic realm or an evil realm or anything like that. And it's interesting to kind of see how people are so affected by this when you ask them what mechanics have changed, they like it with the sense of, let's take for example the alignment piece. Do you think that paladins should have a code of conduct? Do you know what a code of conduct is, by the way? No offense, I just
No, not offense taken. And technically, the D&D code of conduct for a paladin?
yes.
No, I don't know the specifics. I know the idea of a code of conduct, and I know that paladins are supposed to have it. I like that they loosened that rule for paladins so that I can play Avacyn the way I do and not be affected
And
because I'm
that's an
not following.
argument of alignment. That proves the argument.
That's you keep going back to player alignment. I am not concerned, and that is not what the discussion with what they're taking out. They're taking out the monsters, everybody else in the world outside of the players, their alignment.
Well, that
which
basically means that's who the DM controls. So now the
Right.
DM can do whatever he wants with those NPCs.
The DM could always have done what he wanted. He can change it however he wanted. Taking it out, and I'm not worried about homebrews. Homebrews, the DM can do whatever he wants. My concern is the future and what's going forward with the game when you take out alignment, modules, and the campaigns. They already started taking it out with the Candlekeep mysteries.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how is that going to affect all these new people that I come in contact with if they don't have an alignment
well, I'm sure
in these stories that they're giving me? And that's my concern is, again, like I said, if they come out with a second Descent into Avernus or a second Ravenloft,
okay,
how are the vampires that you run across going to change because they are no longer lawful evil?
Well, I'm sure every single vampire is going to have its own specific alignment at that particular point. So when they write the mod, they got to write the alignment for that particular vampire.
Right, but that changes vampires. Like I went back to, I knew that if I went to a vampire and I was able to get him to give me my word on something, his word on something, he would have to hold true to that.
Sure.
But now that alignment is taken away, each vampire is different.
Correct. It makes the game harder because now you don't know if that vampire is going to keep his word or not.
It's a whole new world.
It's not
new world.
But that's not vampires. That is not.
But that is vampires.
What?
That's the
No,
new vampires.
No, hold on. Go ahead.
That's the new vamp. That's right. That's the new vampires. That is not. And you're changing this world because of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That was the part. That was the fun. That was a fun part of it, is getting and working to get the vampire to do something for you and knowing that you've got it. And the other fun part of it too is like an angel who thinks that they're going by the books and stuff. The vampire's like, yes, I told you I wouldn't kill you,
Well,
but I never said anything about my brother.
yeah. And I'm really hoping for what this is going to do to storytelling is I'm hoping that they're going to start having more stories like.
You cut out.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
cut out.
Last thing I heard is what I'm really hoping is.
What about now? Is that better?
Yeah.
That's good.
What I'm really
Technical
hoping for
difficulties.
is that we have a situation where the player, I'm really hoping that the storytellers do the Black Panther storyline. Like when I watch Black Panther, which by the way I hate that movie, it is complete garbage except for the fact that what I'm about to say. I really like the fact that in Black Panther I sided with the antagonist. Like Killmonger had a point. He had a point. Like the scene that gets me every time I see it, and every once in a while I just throw it on YouTube just because like it was so powerful to me, was when he's in the museum talking to that museum curator or expert in African tribes, and he said, "Don't worry, I'm gonna take it off your hands." And she goes, "These aren't for sale." And he goes, "Well, what do you think your ancestors paid for them, or they just take them like they take everything else?" That's the power of that story writing of like this antagonist has a point. He is making correct. Now, murdering and doing what he did, not a good point. So kids, don't do that. But wanting to help the world because you have the magic metal that has the author fix anything metal and a flower that can just fix how many known diseases and birth defects that in babies that did nothing wrong. And they're hiding and going, no, this one guy gets special powers. All these flowers are here, but that one guy gets all the special powers. No one else can have them. Because somewhere in that tribe, somewhere in Wakanda, there was someone who was born with a defect like muscle dystrophy or, scoliosis. And they see Black Panther walking and they're just like standing on the side of the corner going like, hey, good luck with that, as they're all hunched over like, hey, good that you can jump really high. I'm just going to go over here and live a life of hunched overness. And my life sucks.
Yeah.
So I'm
I agree
hoping
with you. I
that
agree with you.
Candle Keep and moving forward, that it forces people to start actually rewriting, because it's getting to the point now where every time I play a module, the module is too, how can I say this? The module,
Predictable.
it's not even predictable. It's just, it's like, it's so
Competitive.
hands off. Like, nope, I don't want to touch that subject. Let your players
so it's
go
very
wherever they
linear.
want. No. Railroad them. Make a good storyline where it compels the player to do what you want them to do. Not, well, just if you feel like it. Like
I got you. You want a more powerful storyline.
Well, in Dragon Horde of the Dragon Queen, they tried it, and they're like, you need to stop the Horde because they're gonna bring Tiamat back. Oh yeah, no, we need to stop that. That's bad. Tiamat's gonna kill everybody. Then you're like, well, hold on, we need to like get some supplies. No, get back over here. Get back on the train. Can't leave the railroad. No, we really need to stop at this town and get like stuff to like stay alive. No, shut the fuck up. Get back on the train. You're doing good. No, I know that, but god damn it, we need to move off the train. I want a storyline that compels you like in Tomb Annihilation where they're like, hey, everyone's dying, they can't come back. Ooh, we really need to fix that. Yeah. Here's a big jungle. Probably need to kind of, move it along because people are dying. So it's that in the Odyssey book we're writing. It's like, hey, Titans are going to come back like in a month. And they're probably going to kill everybody. So if you can just go ahead, and stop that, that'd be great.
Is that your doorbell?
Yeah, it was a doorbell. My family
because,
finds any way they can to interrupt what I'm doing.
Very. What do you call it?
In Odyssey,
chiming.
we've been straight forward on the path, and we haven't been going off in every direction. All those stupid islands? Yeah, Cole got a stupid centaur out of it, but other than that, stopping at every other island on the way to where we needed to go. They're like, ooh, what's this? Ooh, piece of candy.
Ooh, see, again, to prove my point, it's like you're just kind of going off like, hey, look, something shiny.
It's like when I was playing Skyrim. I did every quest in the game except for the main quest line.
Oh, here's one for you. How about in Breath of the Wild? I cannot stop gathering apples to make baked apples.
I love cooking.
I'll tell you right now, there's so many things with that game. Divergent time, by the way, everyone. Come with us as ADD takes over. I cannot explain how frustrated and much I love Breath of the Wild, where you go, how do you get the horse to like me? And you're like, it can't be as easy as just patting its head, And then you're thinking to yourself, how do I feed the horse apples? Like, wait, it can't be as simple as just literally holding the apple in front of the horse. How is
that not that simple?
What?
Why wouldn't it be that simple?
Because I'm conditioned to like push a button that says feed horse.
How else would you feed a horse except for putting an apple in front of it?
Again, just so you know, we're talking about here, Joffrey, a video game. Okay,
I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
I mean,
but that's why I like Breath of the Wild, is because you're doing it.
Oh no! I'm saying that's how like frustrated I am with the game, where literally I'm expecting it to be a button, and I'm just sitting there like feet from the horse with apples in my hand, going, how do I feed the damn horse?
If we're talking about Breath of the Wild, you know what irritates me the most? The Master Sword.
Oh, the fact that charges?
It has to break. It breaks. Then you have to wait for it to charge again to use it. It's the fucking Master Sword. I should be able to use it nonstop. Nonstop.
Well,
it's a Master
Sword.
The
only thing that kind of bothered me at
Spoiler
first...
alert, Jazz.
Oh, sorry.
Because I don't know if you've done this yet. The first time you accidentally throw the Master Sword, I shit my bricks. Because I was so terrified that I just lost it.
That would be... I wish you were filming that.
Wait, does it come back? Does it come back by itself?
It comes back by itself. It automatically goes back into your inventory.
I have never thrown it. I purposely don't even use the Master Sword because I was like, if I throw it, I'm never going to get it back.
No, what I think is funny with the game is, like, it doesn't tell you that weapons break and that's okay. It doesn't tell you that, right? So I'm holding on to all these, like, flashing red weapons, trying to make it to a town. I'm looking for a blacksmith, right? And I'm just running around town going, there's got to be a blacksmith around here somewhere. And then I'm frustrated. I've circled these town like this something village.
Yeah. Why is there no blacksmith?
Like 200 times looking for a weapon shop. I'm like, how do you buy weapons? And then I love how like these like, this is an elegant weapon of these fish people that is perfect and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, cool. You hit a Bakken like 3 times and it's like, it is badly damaged. Wasn't that good of a sword. And then those little tree people that give you the little seeds.
Seats?
Yeah. Now I'm looking for weird shit in the game, like, oh, there's a shrine on top of that mountain. Yeah, that's a seed. So I got to climb all the way up there. And I encountered today one of the random dragons swoop down close to me and kill me with lightning.
Did you shoot him with an arrow? Shoot him with an arrow. He drops little shards off of him.
Wasn't told that till now.
So there are fairies. Have you found the fairies?
Berries.
Fairies.
The little one, the main
giant
fairies?
fairies.
Yeah,
the giant fairies.
Giant half-naked
Chuck's
fairies.
Next character fairies, yes.
Yeah. They're in the they're in their own little secret
I've
grove.
upgraded stuff,
in
yeah.
Yeah. So each of them have different you can upgrade your armor's pieces at each of the fairies.
Yeah, I've done that.
But in order to get the final upgrade, you have to have dragon parts.
Son of a...
And you get that by there's a fire dragon, a lightning dragon, and a water dragon?
Or forest one? I don't fucking know.
There's 3 dragons.
Yeah.
I want to say it's water, lightning, and fire.
Yeah.
And there's 3 points on each of them that you can shoot to get different things. And you shoot them with your bow and arrow, jump up and aim and hit, and then you have to make a campfire, and because they only come out at a certain time each day, and campfire and sleep till the next time it comes out and keep going about it. But yeah, start hunting dragons.
Yeah,
You're gonna need them.
I'm starting to hunt the stupid seeds so I can have a plethora of weapons. Because I found out if you blow up the minerals, like I'm holding on like 40 ambers, right? Because I don't know what to do with them. And then I'm like, man, I really need money. So I go to this one stable. It's called the Dueling Stables, right? Dual Peak, whatever stables. And right below it, there's these fish called the stamina fish, whatever the hell they're called.
Yeah.
I'm throwing bombs in the water, just watching them die, and jump out, collect them, bring them back. You cook 5 of them together, and it creates this like super stamina fish skewer, right? Well, you can sell it for 260 rupees. So I make a bunch of them, go sell them, get a couple grand, go make a fairy appear, go do it again, come back. All this time, I have like 40 ambers, 5 diamonds, all this crap. And I'm like, how? This got to be an easier way. Type it in, they go, sell your minerals. God damn it. Because that's all they're there for.
Then they don't have a use. Yeah, that's it.
Yep, didn't know.
That's it. Yeah.
The what? The seeds?
No,
the minerals.
The opal, the amber, the sapphires.
Have you bought a house yet?
No.
Oh.
The game is so goddamn extensive. I don't even know what the hell I'm supposed to be doing. That was my whole point tonight. Of like, whenever someone says, "Oh, alignment," blah blah blah, I have yet to meet anyone friendly in this game, except for the random traveler. And I'm like, "Oh, hey, random traveler, haha, I have a sickle, cha 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 cha."
Oh, the random traveler pretending to be a traveler?
It makes no sense.
It's a good game, though.
It's an amazing game. It's high up there.
It makes sense, and you meet a lot of good people. The bird people, they're good people. You go to their tribe, and you hang around and talk to them, and...
Oh, yeah. Love those people. But I love the fact that someone online said if you shoot the ground with the fire arrow, it'll shoot you in the air. Sweet. All I do is light myself on fire.
No, so...
You can launch yourself with a fire arrow?
Yes.
How?
You shoot it at the ground, not right underneath you because you're going to set yourself on fire, but you start a fire.
Oh, then the wind takes up.
You jump on top of it and you put up your glider and it'll take you straight up.
Yeah, my favorite is how does the glider go against your stamina?
Because you're holding on to it?
You're holding on to it.
You're holding on to it.
You're a fucking Link. You're climbing up towers like it's no one's business.
No, stamina freaking affects climbing up that stupid tower.
I'll tell you right now.
And doing that super jump to go faster and then stooping on it. That's why I love there's a rock climber outfit that you can get that increases your climbing stamina.
I got the bandana so far. No, I know this is gonna piss off Draco a lot. when he realizes that in some of the stupid shrines, I have literally looked up how to do them because I was like, I don't give a fuck on learning how to do this.
Cheater!
Yep.
Those shrines, it's so much
Cheater!
more fun to go there and try to figure the stupid things out and spending
Now,
an
this is
hour.
what I give you. This is what I give you. If you spend like an hour or two trying to figure it out and you couldn't do it, okay, go Google it. Okay.
No. There was this one. Okay, there's one that was the lasers shooting across the conveyor belts. Right. I did everything I could fucking do to get this to stop. Right. I didn't know that you had to hit one of the lasers with your time stop.
It makes sense. It stops
Does
the
it?
laser. Yeah.
Where the fuck do you do that anywhere else in the game? Nowhere.
Obviously you don't use time stop very often.
I
do
use
you?
time stop all the time.
Because time stop is amazing.
No, it's
Oh,
not.
have you done it?
You shoot a boulder with it, and you start
Yeah.
whacking the boulder.
Yeah,
You
I
start
do
whacking
that.
the boulder, then run away. Woo!
No, you don't run away. You time stop the boulder, you whack the shit out of it, and before time stops, you get on top of the boulder and you go flying with that boulder. It is fun.
And what does that
That's
do?
a good idea. I never thought about that.
And what does that do?
If you want to go somewhere fast. It's like, crap, I have to go all the way over there. It's just a faster...
All it does is fuck up your weapons. And then
Oh, it does. It does jack your weapons up. This is true.
I
Because
went to the
They're
desert
so
the
hard
other day.
to get a hold of, and they're so hard to fix.
Yeah, I went to the desert the other day. I don't know what the fuck that's all about. The windstorm
You
that
been to the
fucks up my sensor.
Oh, have you been to the volcano yet?
No.
Yeah, you got to have special gear to go there.
Yeah, I know. I gotta go find some island, some lake that has some special lizards that I can make heat resistant shit with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ice lizards. Ice lizards give you heat resistance. But I believe in the town of the women where you have to go and get that fabulous outfit to disguise in. I think that's one of the shops that has the armor in it. No, I'm wrong. You're right. It is only in the fire town that has the fire armor, and you have to have the ice lizards to go there the first time with enough money
I looked this
to
shit
get the
up.
armor.
I'm not y'all. I don't get hard over the fact that I figured out a fucking puzzle on a video game. I don't give two shits about that. I have too many other things to worry about, like how my friends are all up in arms about alignment getting taken away from monsters in D&D. To worry
All your
about a
friends,
puzzle.
okay? Not all your
And
friends.
it's just, and the other part of that is just what are they going to take away next?
They're gonna take away women. You can only play dudes. Straight white dudes that only have heterosexual
Don't put me in a
marriage.
box.
No,
Don't
not
put me
every.
in a
No,
box.
no. They're taking away gender in general. We're all
Yep.
just going to be no gender. No gender.
Cocoon. We're playing Cocoon from now on.
We're all asexual.
White male humans.
Well, you joke, but taking away alignment is the first step away from taking away prejudice. Like, I know I keep going back to this as an example, and I will try to think of another example.
Oh no, go ahead.
But the drow. The drow, everybody hates the drow, but while we're taking away alignment, next thing we're going to take away is prejudice. People don't automatically hate drow because they're drow.
Yeah, that'd be horrible to be in a world that we took away prejudice. That would be the worst thing in the world.
It would. It would.
Well, there went
damn
a
those
couple of
drow.
our key demographic groups. Thank you for.
I'm talking about a fantasy world that drives a story.
Look, I know
Yes,
when
in
you
the
watch
real world,
X-Men, you root for the humans and not the mutants, okay? Because
How boring would X-Men be if they weren't persecuted and prejudiced?
It wouldn't
That
be
is
boring
what-
at all. They had bad
No.
guys to fight.
No. Growing up, I identified with the X-Men more than any other comic book
yeah,
because you feel for them. When a kid gets his powers for the first time, as a gay boy, when the kid gets his powers for the first time and he's afraid to tell his parents because telling your parents that you're a mutant means that they no longer love you and want to throw you out on the street. And then catching the the uh the disease, the mutant disease that is a death sentence that 1 in 5 million get. There was a one-shot comic, I forget the name of it, but there was one kid who the Professor X went out and his parents were cool and they loved him, and he came and hung out with the X-Men and was going to school, and Charles Xavier had to break the news to him that, I'm sorry, now that you're a mutant and you're finding joy in your powers and you've got all these friends, you're dying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you look at
The-
you look at it like this. Like growing up with us, we grew up in a small town that had small town mentality, and we got prejudiced because of playing D&D. People wanted us to go to church to make sure we weren't going to hell because we played D&D, and they thought that we were part of a cult. And
Or that I carried a Pikachu around me the entire time.
or you carried a Pikachu around you all the time. It's
Yeah.
not
Every
not
day
to
at
the
school.
same level as you have, but we kind of understand a lot of things that prejudice and stuff like that, and then go out in the world and you don't have hate in your heart, but you just never dealt with anybody because again, small town, not a diverse culture, But see, the thing I think a lot of times is instead of just focusing on the negatives of them taking away alignment, I'm focusing on the potential positives, and they can take whatever they want out of D&D. That's why I buy the books. If you want to take D&D out and make it about ponies, then have fun with that. I'm gonna stick to my D&D over here. And
I'm gonna be a brony.
yeah, I mean, I love how De Hoffman has one Dritz that the character's been referencing all night for the last hour and 1 minute, but has two My Little Pony D&D sets, which his husband said perfectly of, yeah, we got, by the way, go watch the video. It's fucking hilarious. We have two of those and one of Dritz.
But my second one, which hasn't been posted yet, of the Hasbro action figure of
Of Dritz?
Dritz, I did do the one in the box, one to display.
But again, it's nice. But again, it goes back to that thing of my personal opinion. In my quasi-professional D&D opinion, I don't fucking know. Alignment shouldn't matter. It shouldn't. It's all about how your character plays. I don't give a crap what you tell me an alignment of a monster is. If I go see an angel helping out the son of Asmodeus to bring him to the prime material plane, that angel deserves to die.
Well, yes, just like in Descent to Avernus, we are battling against,
A corrupt angel.
well, not
yeah.
yet, but a corrupt angel.
I mean,
Alignment
spoilers.
doesn't define every single character, every single monster. I get that. I understand that. But it is a starting point. It is
Gotcha.
a base on what these things are. It is part of describing that race.
Mhm.
It doesn't define everybody in that race.
Now, before we end tonight, let's do a quick exercise. Draco, what is a character, a pop culture character
Ooh.
that's embodiment of an alignment for you?
Star-Lord.
No, like what alignment is he?
He would be the best neutral evil character.
Neutral evil? Star-Lord.
Yeah. Star-Lord.
And how is he evil?
He likes to rob. He does kill.
Who does
He's
he kill?
He's a Ravager. He's a Ravager, so he's supposed to kill somebody along the way. Right? He's probably
not
the best, in my personal opinion, a neutral evil character. I identify more with him. Yeah.
I would argue that is accurate, at least how he starts off. I mean,
he doesn't have to decide to kill, but he steals, which is an evil act alone. Stealing,
That's
okay.
selfish.
Lying, yeah, which is fine. Okay, it's an evil act regardless.
would you call
So-
that would a lawful good character steal?
Is Aladdin
No,
neutral
a
evil?
lawful.
He steals.
Aladdin
Is
not
Robin
neutral
Hood evil?
I would say
He steals.
Aladdin's more of a neutral character.
I love that face. No, I love
Robin
the face
Hood.
Hopper goes.
Robin Hood
Yeah, Chaz.
is 100%
When you do this, I'm like, with
neutral
Robin
evil.
Hood.
Robin Hood is definitely neutral evil. Definitely.
No, that's
I would say
no,
he's more like lawful evil. Not lawful evil. Is that even a one? Can you be one? I don't
No,
know.
Robin Hood. Aladdin from Aladdin is not evil in any way, but he's
No, he's neutral. He's neutral.
No, you said evil
I
because he
would-
steals.
Yeah. But okay. Does he kill anybody?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So there you
Aladdin
go. He also kills. Aladdin doesn't kill. He tricks.
No, he killed.
He tricks.
who did he kill?
Tricks Jafar. Who did he
the
kill?
carpet. He had no problem let that carpet fall into the boulder and not go back and save it.
He
That's
didn't
a
kill the
sentient
carpet.
being.
Okay. The difference between Aladdin and Star-Lord, Aladdin freed the genie. Star-Lord would not free the genie.
Hold on.
Peter Quill would not free that
Aladdin
genie.
almost didn't free the genie.
No. Aladdin didn't say he wasn't going to. Aladdin said that he was going to free him at a certain time, and the genie was like, "All right, you got these wishes." He's like, "No, I am nothing without you. I need you for longer."
No, and that's the thing is like the third wish was supposed to be free the genie, and he said, "I'm not giving my wish for the genie."
No, it wasn't.
He did give the wish for the genie.
No, he
It
wasn't.
wasn't.
Going
I'm
to,
not.
He
It
freed
wasn't.
him.
It wasn't. I'm gonna use the wish for something else. I'm still gonna use that. My third wish is going to be to free you. I'm just not going to use that wish now.
So I'm going to insert the clip of when he tells Genie that, and then could you do me a favor, make a shocked face right now like you're wrong. Go. Hold on. Let me make my shocked face so I'm wrong. Okay. What about you, Dahofring? Because, proving my point, Draco obviously doesn't know alignments.
No,
I'm
he's
trying
neutral
to-
evil.
I'm trying to figure out what Spider-Man would be. I would believe that he's lawful good.
He's the embodiment of
But
lawful
I'm not-
good.
I want to say yes, but I'm trying to think. He tries to be. Not
Superman?
so much Spider-Man. Not so much when he first started, because we all know how Uncle Ben died was because the robber. He didn't stop the robber. He's like, why? He's not robbing me. What do I care? But that is what turned him into a superhero, and he is always trying to do right and good by everybody. And that is why when the whole Dr. Octopus put him up against either saving the people trapped in the trolley,
The bus. Yeah,
the bus, or his girlfriend, and he did try to save her, and by doing that he snapped her and killed her. Like, that was devastating to him, because
Wait, you
he's
went like 2 movies
trying.
there.
No.
No, that's
you're
the comic
mixing your
book.
movies up. You're mixing
That's
your movies
not-
up.
I'm not talking about the movies. I'm talking about the comic book.
Dr. Octopus wasn't there
In the-
for Gwen Stacy.
In the comic book, it was Dr. Octopus. I'm talking about
The comic book, yeah.
and
When Gwen
that's
Stacy
why
dies.
she died, because in the movie
It was
she
Green
doesn't die in the
Goblin.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought it was the
Makes
Green
sense,
Goblin
okay.
with Gwen Stacy in the comic book as well, but
When
it's neither here
No.
nor there. Okay.
That's why I was confused too. I was like, what?
No. He's doing the comic book, but that's no big deal. I guess this is our YouTube plug. Put in the comments what you think. But my pick for I think one of the most wrongly viewed alignments that's embodied by a character would be honestly Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty. He is chaotic evil. He is the embodiment of chaotic evil. I think a lot of people think chaotic evil is xenomorphs from Aliens. I personally think Rick Sanchez is chaotic evil. Like, the xenomorphs are neutral evil. I truly think Rick Sanchez is chaotic evil. If you watch
I
that
think
show and watch that character, even the creators have literally said, if this is a character you're looking up to, like you hold him into esteem, you've missed the message. He is not supposed to be the hero.
I think he's chaotic good.
How is he good in any way?
He is trying to be good. He
In
doesn't
which
he
way?
doesn't like to show it, and he drinks. And that's the problem with him, is because he's gone through all these other multiverses and knows so much that it is totally destroyed him, and that's why he's drunk. And he plays it off as he's not really hurt when Morty is more favors the other superheroes than him.
No, that was Noob.
That's what he says, and that's what he goes for. But I really think he cares about his family more than he does, because he just doesn't know how to accept it or show it, because he's had to transfer reality so many times. It's like, I care about them, but I can't care about them because whatever happens, it doesn't go out this way.
So I'm going to say this again. The creators said if you view him as a role model.
I am not in any way saying he's a role model.
You say good, though.
Just because somebody's good doesn't mean they're a role model.
It's facts. That's
He's
right.
chaotic
Facts.
evil because he loves Morty, because it helps him. Morty's a shield, right? He's said it many times. He's told his family they're expendable. When they hold Summer, for example, hostage, he goes, literally, I have an infinite amount of Summers. Kill her, I don't care. Beth, same thing. He's told them that they are expendable. They don't mean nothing to him. The only character he actually has to have is Morty, and only reason he has Morty is he's a human shield, like a brain shield. So they can't follow him. And the only time he's ever shown any remorse towards any of the actual characters is in the one where they find the Mortress of the 40s being tortured. And he even says himself, he thought about it, he designed it, it just was too much. He just said, I don't see the benefit of it. It's just annoying. So it wasn't like this is morally wrong. It's just, I don't want to bother doing it.
Too much work.
And then he showed the tear when he saw the original C-137 Morty, him holding him, which there's a fan theory that the evil Morty is C-137 Morty. But even in the intro clip, Morty dies when those three things jump on him. Rick doesn't even move. I think there's no good in him. I think he's straight chaotic evil. He's very selfish, goes by his whims. He's very whatever's going to make him feel good, and he does not care if he has to kill a universe or create a civilization to power his car. And at the very end, they go, they try to put good in that episode. Have you seen this episode where he has a civilization powers car?
I have never seen a Rick and Morty, ever.
You never have?
No, never.
There's a part where he creates a civilization in a battery, and they're given a task of pushing pedals. And half the energy goes to their civilization, the other half goes to his car to start it. Okay? Then he goes down because they stopped. They found out that civilization created a smaller civilization that does a task half their energy goes to powering their civilization, then powering that sub-civilization. So sub-civilization does not have to power Rick's car anymore. And they go down the rabbit hole and finally get to the very end. Rick is sitting there, makes it back, and the car starts. And they go, because they're good people, you got through them. He goes, no, because he knows either the battery works or the battery doesn't work. And that's self-preservation. Take my mic off and drop it. Chaotic evil. Well, all right. I think that's enough ranting for tonight. We're at a little over an hour. Let's do our sign-off so we get comfortable. To Hoffren,
All right, Cher, if you're watching, which you are, call me. Love to hang out. Love to play dress up. Everybody watch Julie and the Phantoms. If you don't want to watch it, just put it on in the background. I'm really waiting for a season 2, along with Wink's Saga. Need that season 2 of it.
It's coming. It's coming.
It's coming.
Yep, coming. I can't wait for the Witcher 2 series. Witcher season 2. Oh, I can't wait.
Did you finally watch season 2 of The Mandalorian?
Yeah, I finished The Mandalorian.
And
Super upset about it, by the way, because now I guess they're going to go on to. They're no longer doing The Mandalorian no more. They're going to do another character for season 3.
and you guys just don't know how to progress in any way. I mean, what is going on here? Am I the most forward-thinking person in the group?
I got really attached to Grogu, Groggy, the damn small Yoda, okay? Right? And The Mandalorian. And at the end of season 2, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen it.
Don't spoil it.
You haven't seen it? You haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it. I'm not watching it. I'm just saying don't spoil it for
Wait,
everybody
wait,
else.
why aren't you watching it?
Completely.
I don't have Disney Plus.
You could just borrow mine.
Wait, hold on. Time out. You don't have Disney Plus?
No, I don't.
You, sir, are an enigma wrapped in layers of onion. Layers of onion.
You're an ogre. You're an ogre.
He is an ogre. As my clever DreamWorks way of saying you're an ogre.
That's why I just got Paramount so that I could watch Tosh.0.
Wait. Do you have... I'm done. You have no reason other than just to annoy people. You are the reason why people pet cats backwards. That's it. That's where I go for this. You, sir, don't deserve to be laughed at right now. I'm upset.
Okay, well, this is Draco, the one and the only. You know who you are. Back to F up. It's my name. Okay? And as always, share if you are watching. Please sign his forehead whenever you see him. Only his forehead.
For the love of God, Cher, stay alive long enough to see DeHoffren. Because
Or even
I don't want
to...
Or better yet, come see me and Chaz and not him.
No.
She's going to live forever. You haven't heard that story? The only thing to survive the nuclear war would be Cher and the cockroaches?
I'm sure. She won't
It's fucking
die.
Cher. She's...
What would
Cher.
you do
She's
if if she showed up on our comments and said, I actually like the fact that they're getting rid of alignment in D&D. Like, what would that do to you?
Have you seen that episode of shoot, what was it? Family Guy, when he got hired at that company and they had he had a yes man and he followed him from his car to the office and all he does is agree with him and he's like, so I'm a piece of crap, aren't I? Of course you are. But you're supposed to like me and respect me, aren't you? Yes, but you just called me a piece of crap, didn't you? Yes, but that's because... And then his head exploded. That would be me, like, Cher. She's fucking Cher. She's not wrong, but they got rid of alignment. You're not supposed to get rid of alignment, but Cher says she likes it.
Don't compute. Doesn't compute.
Cher, I will give you a decently painted kobold if you tell DeHoffren that alignment coming out of D&D is a good thing. This one-of-a-kind Chaz original painted could be yours for one little comment.
For one comment.
Well,
for
folks,
the price of one comment.
It's that time. You've gained the experience. The party has gained the experience. I think a level up is in order for this one. But just remember, people like you. You are a special person. And gosh gone it, I'm special too.
Where's your helmet?
Dwarves are great miners, and halflings are sneaky, and I mean, that's what paints the picture of like the Tolkien world and all this stuff is elves are quiet and silent and run through the forest, and now we're saying no, we don't want to generalize them like that. Like we don't want to do that. They could do everything and be great at everything, and they're all good and they're all evil and they're all like, I mean, that makes it so open sandbox. Like I think it kills the creativity. I think it doesn't help the DM when he's putting this world together to just go, I don't know if orcs are evil. He's just this whole tribe, everybody's just your friend. And it's like, I don't know, man.
I mean, that's why I made that statement in our discussion there. It's like, let's just remove all the rules for the players. They can just do whatever the hell they want. And because the DMs are going to be sensitive to them wanting to do whatever they want, they're not going to give them consequences because of it. You
and
can't
where do you draw the line?
There have to be rules in order to enjoy the game.
Yeah, it's like, and where does it end? Like, right? Are wizards not supposed to be intelligent? Should we remove intelligence? Like, because that's kind of, why are high elves so intelligent? And like, I think that paints the picture, and I think they're doing it for the wrong reason. I see what you're saying, Chaz, and there are going to be those abnormalities. Like Dritz is a good drow, like I mentioned in chat. Like there are going to be those things, and you're free to play that and to do that. But as a general culture, orcs hate humans, and they're war tribe, and they kill things and they slaughter stuff, and the drow hate the surface dwellers, and they're merciless, and and vampires give their word, and because they're lawful. So if you can get a vampire to commit to something, he will follow through with it, even though he's evil. Like, and you're just removing all of that for the generality, and it just, I don't know, man.
Well, like you say that, how would the Dritz stories be different if all drow were neutral and didn't have the stigma?
Or all drow were good.
Yeah.
It would completely change. It would completely alter the fabric of those universes. I mean, that's why I bring up the Blood War.
Mm-hmm.
Why are chaotic evil demons at odds with with evil lawful devils? If you're removing all of their alignment, then they can all be good and evil, and it doesn't matter. So the Blood War doesn't matter anymore, which means that the entire multiverse is going to fall, because both of those entities will then stop fighting each other because they're no longer at odds, because their alignments aren't different, and they'll just roll the rest of the universe.
Right.
Yeah.
They could have done
anybody can do about it.
They could have done a supplement of, hey, our stories are going to stick to this way, and this is how our races run. But if you want to create a universe where everybody's neutral, this is how you do it, and sell that book instead of just saying everybody is already just neutral.
Well, I look at
Well, they're not even saying that everybody's neutral. That's the thing. If they completely remove alignment, you can be whatever you want to be. And if that's the case, then they're all of the, well, if I make a deal with the devil, he's going to honor it. That's not the case anymore.
Right.
Which completely ruins that part of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think you have a lot of DMs. I think the reason why they're doing it is because you have a lot of DMs who are stuck to that stigma. And when you have players like, hey, we've been playing this for a long time. Let's break some roles. Let's get out of the box. We have a lot of new players come in and say, I want to do things my way. I want to try things my way. And they're like, well, I can't run these lawful evil characters or these evil characters as good line because the monster manual says they're evil. Like, I want to break away from that. I don't want the alignment to really matter, because in the article you all posted, there is no mechanic that matters about it. It's how you play it. Because, like, with my players, all my players know, I don't care what you write on your alignment sheet. Everyone writes down chaotic good or true neutral or neutral good, right? And y'all are chaotic evil. I mean, y'all murder. And y'all
that's what
what you want to do. So when I tell people, actually read the alignments of what you wrote down and read what they're putting down, most players and most monsters don't follow that suit. So them taking it out, I'm either or. I could care less they have it there or not have it there. I'm going to run the monster the way I want to run it. I'm going to run my player the way I want to run it, regardless of what the paper says. But that's my opinion.
And that's the way they should have just done it. And if it's too hard for a DM or a player to know how to make a character that does non-lawful good, non-lawful evil, or however they want to align it, because they can't just figure out that, I can switch that in the book, that they could have made a supplement to tell them how to do that. They didn't need to just make it generic. Because, like, you're right, most, obviously, Avison, says she's lawful good, and then is murder hobo. And
Yeah, but
it's not for players. That's not our concern. Is about the players and how they play their character. It's the concern of the world and how does it change the monsters.
But you can still put alignment on the monsters. Nothing's stopping you.
They're releasing monsters with no alignment now.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, whatever you decide to put on that monster. So, if the mechanic comes up to where, Thor, you want to cast protection versus good and evil, and you say, okay, I want to cast it, is that monster evil? As a DM, I can say, yes, it's evil, because of his actions this way. Or he's good.
Why are they having stats? Why are they having stats? Like, why does a creature have to have a certain wisdom or charisma?
Well,
like, I mean, why would you? I would argue alignment is a bigger explanation and description of a type of creature than stats. Because an orc can be weak and strong. It can be smart and dumb. It could be highly charismatic or not. But they don't allow that. They didn't remove that. Because, Chaz, the reason why they removed it, it didn't have anything to do with trying to give DMs freedom. It's been the golden rule in D&D since the 1970s that the DM can change anything. They did it for the wrong reasons. They didn't do it for the reason you're saying. They removed that specific thing for that reason, not because DMs were confused and didn't know how to run a lawful good vampire. That's not the case.
Why do you think they removed it again? I'm sorry, I missed that. I must have blanked out.
They're generalizing creatures, and it's offending people. That's why they did the stat adjustment from the last book, like where they had it where now everybody can be any race with any stat bonus. They were getting pressure about saying, why are certain creatures a certain strength and they get bonuses but others don't? They're not doing it for game balance. This isn't like removing Thaco because Thaco was not really needed. They streamlined the attack. This doesn't streamline the game in any way. It's the generalization and pressure they're getting to say, why are orcs evil? That's not fair to orcs. Like, that's literally the pressure they're getting. I know it sounds stupid, but that's what's happening.
Stupid. I value your opinion. I value how you see it. I mean,
it sounds stupid, not because you're saying it, but because that's what's really happening.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking like I was thinking your opinion was stupid.
Yeah.
Like, no, your opinion's not stupid.
No, they're literally changing this. I mean, this is on the forums, and I'm on the KM forums, and we're talking about this back with the stat bonus stuff when they said, you could get any stat bonus for any race, and it was they're all calling it. It's like they're getting pressure. It's not game balance. They're not making such a drastic change to the game just because they're trying to streamline it. Like that's not what's driving this. They're literally getting pressure to remove this stuff because it's not fair. And they're stereotyping creatures and they're stereotyping races and they're getting pressure for it. Yeah, and so they're changing the game.
Because I'm reading this post that Hoffman posted, and I'm sitting here and I'm reading it, and that's all they're talking about is like they don't want to pigeonhole the monsters. And I'm sitting there going like, okay, well maybe I misread this. So I read it again while you were talking, and I'm like, no, it's pigeonholing, because I remember the Adventures League whenever they talked about getting rid of the loot and going to the treasure map system or the treasure buying system versus like what you find in the book. It was like you said, because those people out there who don't like it, think it's unfair, or they're offended, got their way, pressure Wizards of the Coast enough to where Wizards like, fine, get rid of it. That's no longer the case. Get rid of it. That's no longer the case. But I also think that I think that Wizards are also thinking that in the spirit of D&D, hey, you don't like it, you're going to just change the way you want to. Because regardless of what,
but so many people use it.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, but the problem with it, Chaz, is like when they were actually designing 5th edition, that was one of the the things that they wanted to keep in, because that's what set D&D apart from other games was alignment.
Okay.
And alignment's been in the game since the beginning, and all of a sudden to just say we're not to just say, look, use it or not. Some players use it, some players don't, but just to flat out remove it. Like sneakily, right? They just gone. It wasn't there. And
done that before.
Not something this caliber.
In 4th edition, yes, sir. 4th edition, they got rid of alignment. 4th edition didn't matter what alignment you were.
There was no alignment on any creatures or anything in 4th edition.
I could be wrong about the creatures, but character-wise, you only had like 2 or 3 alignments. That was it. And honestly, most people didn't even fill it in.
Yeah, see, but we're talking about players and we're talking about monsters. And if they did it just for players, I could totally say, hey, it's an optional rule.
Sure.
You guys want to use it or not? But the monster thing, I seriously don't buy it. It literally paints the picture for me as a DM what type of creature that is, knowing the alignment more than any other stat. I look at alignment more than anything when I DM. Like when I look at a creature, I'm like, okay, is this guy gonna barter with them? Is he not? Is he gonna be ruthless? Is he not? Is he gonna give his word? Is he gonna be friendly? Is he? I mean, at this point, it's like now it's gonna be just roll the fucking dice,
I pulled up the monster manual. No, there's no alignments in 4th edition on the monsters. They did it before, and I agree with you. I want to start off by saying I agree with you guys. Like, I think alignment should be there.
Yeah.
I just find it funny that this is one of those rules that I think that people need to say it. I think Wizards of the Coast, like a main person, Chris Perkins, whoever, just should come out and say, "Hey guys, we understand you're gonna have a lot of flack and people don't like this. We're choosing to do this on our printing of the book. Obviously, if you want to put alignment in your games, put alignment in your games. If you want your monsters to have a certain alignment, put the alignment in there." I would say maybe the monster manual or the errata or whatever the hell it's called, should have like a breakdown of alignment, because most people that I talk to about alignment, they have an idea what they think it is, but they're way off. Like, everyone thinks Darth Vader is chaotic evil. Like, no, he's the embodiment of lawful evil.
Yep.
Xenomorphs they think are chaotic evil. Nope, Xenomorph is neutral evil.
Yeah, but now if they played 5th edition, they wouldn't even know if Darth Vader's evil at all.
Touche. But
because they would not even have an alignment there.
Yeah, because sand gets everywhere. Because I mean, in episode, you can see the alignment shift in him as he went through episode 2 and 3. You see the alignment shift happen where.
But I agree with you. But see, that's a specific character. Sure. I used alignment as a generalized culture. What is that culture typically like? Drow are super evil, relentless creatures. And the alignment helps paint that picture as a culture. But if you're talking about an individual, sure, one of them, you're playing an individual NPC. They may start there and shift around a little bit. But as a culture, this is how this race typically is. And they're removing that.
So sorry. You're more
so that's my point they just removed it. Like, that's the part that I'm like, that sucks.
Okay, interesting.
Anyways.
Yeah.
No, it's good. I want to hear it.
Like an actor to the director, it's the race to the DM. It's what's my motivation, Mr. DeVille.
Oh God.
And
you have to bring the theater into this, don't you? We're playing a role-playing game.
Right. There's no theater in role-playing. Just chains and whips.
No.
Chains and ball gags. I say that with ice in my mouth like I'm gagging on it.
But yeah, like Thor is saying, it's not, we're not upset about taking away from the characters or the players, because players hardly ever pay attention to what their alignment is. And
oh my God.
If you ever watch Darkness Rising.
I did watch Darkness Rising.
When I started playing with Chaz and Jacob, every time we started a new campaign, I was like, I'm going to be a necromancer. And every time Chaz would look at me and be like, you do realize that Jacob and Alan are both going to immediately turn and kill you as soon as you do that.
Jacob, yep.
Yeah,
Jacob
because they both worshipped Apollo. And he was like, yeah, as soon as you do something with necrotic magic, they're going to immediately turn and kill you. That's just the way it's going to go. And I'm like, because they're playing their alignment. Like,
oh yeah, no, and the thing is, so I did one thing, Thor. I found an excerpt somewhere, and to be prepared for our podcast tomorrow, I'll get that excerpt ready, Chuck. Where the DMs were outlined of how to change the party's alignment based off of, their actions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've done that a handful of times, where I've said, hey, you guys are going to change your alignment because of your actions. Boy, that went over really well. I'll tell you that.
Sure it
Oh
did.
yeah.
That was I got in some heated arguments. I think, and not to be funny or anything, I think if it wasn't for the fact that my size, that I think some of them were probably like throwing blows at me. I'm like, are you guys like seriously getting this angry? It's a game. Like they got mad.
I just had so many good role-playing experiences that were related to alignments, and I think that's what's disheartening.
I
You know,
gotcha.
because back earlier editions, a paladin had to be lawful good, and
Oh yeah.
you know, and it's holding the paladin to that. And then, you know, we used to, and they in the first edition they had a creature called the Alex, and what it is it was a creature that was sent by your god for breaking your alignment. And what it was a duplicate of you that had everything you did, just as tough as you, but it regenerated, you know, 1 hit point first round, 2 hit points second round, 4 hit points third round, and it just kept doubling. So you had to kill it quickly, or you were done. And there was a whole spiel on fighting your Alex, and you know, I just there was punishment and things related. I think earlier editions was more of an issue, and so I just kind of grew up with alignment, and so it's, you know, I don't know.
I just
Well,
you remind me of Mr. Incredible right now with math is math. Why would they change math?
Yeah.
I just it's that's all I can see right now is Thor in his house right now, hitting the table going math is math.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
I'm looking
so
at a fourth edition. I'm looking at a fourth edition Monster Manual, and there's alignment in here.
Really? Because mine doesn't have it.
Yep, it has it. Yeah.
Maybe I got a crappy copy.
It's a revised version.
The
Yeah.
revised version. We want to make Chaz look like an idiot.
Yeah, they have them in here.
Well, I believe you.
So
I've gotten older,
I don't
I've
know.
learned
It's
to,
just it's just always been in D&D. It's been such a core element of the game. It just kind of caught me off guard that they removed it. And a lot of the stories, there's so much lore in the stories. Like even what Travis is saying, the Blood Wars is such a huge thing in the cosmos. You know, the chaotic versus lawful, and it was his alignment is tapped into, whether it's spells, you know, determining alignment, if they're going to be good or, I mean, just so much wrapped around that element of the game that it just seems really, really shitty to me that they just stripped it right out.
Well, I had
Yeah, doesn't make sense. My wife is mad because now there's not going to be alignment memes anymore. I'm like, that makes sense.
I'm just saying this wouldn't have happened if Hasbro hasn't taken over.
What the hell are you talking about?
Who knows?
That took
Maybe
over, like,
that was
20
it.
some years ago.
No, Hasbro bought out the Wizard, but they weren't running the D&D portion of it until recently.
Well, I look at they can say whatever they want. They can try to take something out, but it's like I don't know how many times I've had that fight with characters where they were what was it when they would tell me, oh, that creature is normally aligned like this. I said, yeah, that race can be aligned, but there's people outside that alignment. And then Jacob, for example, would get so angry because he'd play a paladin, and TJ always liked to do things that were malicious, you know, and with malice. And everyone kept looking at Jacob's like, I can't do it. If you guys do anything, then I lose my powers and such. And I'm like, well, nope. Ever since 4th edition, there is no code of conduct. You can do whatever you want as a paladin now. And he kept getting mad at me. Fine, I pulled him aside. I said, look, man, if you want to put yourself on a code of conduct, that's your choice. But nowhere mechanically does it say I get to strip your powers if you don't do what a paladin you think is supposed to do. There's no code of conduct anymore. So I look at alignment like code of conduct. No one seemed to care that paladins don't get a code of conduct anymore.
Well, the funny thing about you saying all that is I feel like there is still a limited amount of code of conduct, and there's proof of that in the in this session.
Where in the book does it say code of conduct for a paladin?
No, it's I'm saying something along those lines because if you're saying that they specifically have to do the things or be connected to their deity and not be separated from it, that there are still things that exist like that. But if you completely remove alignment, the person that's in this session that is losing their powers, they wouldn't be losing their powers.
Sure.
And it removes hazard of the world, of going to different planes of existence. Because now if you say, I'm going to go to the negative energy plane, but it may or may not be bad because there's no alignment in the negative energy plane. There's no alignment in the multiverse anymore. So it may or may not hurt me.
Well,
like that just doesn't make sense anymore.
Paladin.
Yeah, I think that's the part that Travis, I think you hit it on the head. Is it like alignment put like the story behind the world? Like it put like everything has got a balance of good and bad in it. And it, by removing that, it almost feels like they took part of the story of the Forgotten Realms and all the planes and just removed it to me. Like it just makes it difficult to wrap my head around. I mean, I'm still going to play it the way it is because I've been playing it for so long. I don't need to reference as a dog neutral or not. Like, but the fact of the matter is it just they're trying to eliminate this, and I think it hurts the story. I don't know.
Yeah, like how are they going to modules moving forward? How are they going to create the characters and the backstory and the races? Next time you have a new module and you're running into a group of drow, are they still all evil and do we have to worry about them, or is it just running across another group of elves?
Well, I think
exactly.
that's gonna be a DM discretion. They're gonna describe it because, like in the article you sent, what makes the orcs evil could be they bought all the low budgeted properties. They buy up all the low income housing and raise the rent to price tenants out of their ancestral homes. I'm like, that's pretty evil, but damn, that's like a millennial talking. Yeah.
and that's part of the problem is they're changing it for the millennials.
Damn it, millennials!
Which is dumb.
You screwed up my D&D. They took our alignment.
You are a millennial. Don't even.
I'm not a millennial.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Totally
I turned 39 in like a couple of months. I am not.
Yeah,
a millennial.
millennials are turning 40.
39, but okay, 40, sure, whatever.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I said millennials are turning 40. So if you're turning 39 and you fall in the millennial,
we're called the in between. So what's funny is Chuck and I are actually called the in-betweeners.
Mm-hmm.
No, seriously. If you look up, it's pretty funny. We're called the in-betweeners. We're old enough to know old technology, but young enough to still keep up with the new technology.
I'm supposed to be a millennial, but I'm not.
Oh, you are a millennial, sir. You are straight up a millennial. Well, actually, no, I can't say it. You're an old man entrapped in a young man's body.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm supposed to be a millennial, but I'm not.
Cole doesn't understand how technology works. He still thinks his phone is magical.
Oh, what are you talking about? I know technology.
No, you don't.
I do. No, I'm talking to you on technology right now.
But that doesn't mean you know how to push a button, but you have no idea how it works.
I know how it works.
You watch Storybots with your kids. That's how you get your technology fix. That's how you know
You're not wrong.
your phones work.
You're not wrong.
Dude, Storybots is the shit. They get into it.
I know. I'm not like making fun of the Storybots. I'm just making fun of you. Like that's where you learned your technology from. Snoop Dogg's gonna teach me how microphones work.
Sure.
I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they were talking about watching Paw Patrol with their daughter, and the big epic stories and tribulations that the characters have to come over. Like apparently there's one that's afraid of heights because of something that happened to him a long time ago, and one of the episodes he had to face his fear of heights and overcome it.
Oh man!
And
have you watched
they were...
Mewtwo Strikes Back?
No.
You guys haven't seen that Mewtwo Strikes Back one?
No.
It is legitimately. It's a Pokemon movie on Netflix. I think that's when Armor Mewtwo came out in Pokemon Go.
Oh!
Store, by the way, when you get your new job.
I'm sorry. Yes, I did see that movie. It wasn't by Netflix. They just redid it in 3D animation style. It originally came out in theaters.
But yeah, it's literally this like huge existential crisis of Mew determining who he is. Like, what am I? Why was I created? What is
Yeah.
the point of all this? You're like, wait, who's this for? Like, little kids are like Cole's generation. You know, like, what am I supposed to do with my life? Who am I?
Going to see a little kids movie and you have an existential crisis leaving.
Oh, well, no. So the Disney store was shutting down where we were at, right, in San Antonio.
Yeah.
And Tina's like, there's this cookie jar from the movie Up. It was just the house with the balloons.
Balloons.
And she was like, Chad, you gonna buy that? I'm like, why? And she goes,